Getting this morning now. This is my attempt to make a meal booking app, and what I'm left with now is making a day view for what I've already made, and then I will get into prototyping. Hopefully I can get this done in 10 minutes. So I'm pressing F to add a frame, and then the frame I want is a desktop. I'm just going to try and align my desktop with what I've already made beforehand. And then now I'm going to copy what I have from previous screens just so I can keep it uniform. I've copied it here, so I'm just going to drag it along this way. I want my logo to be in the same place, and then I'm copying the account section as well, and paste it in place. I'm just going to drag it along this way. Sorry about that, it's my alarm at 6 a.m. It's telling me that it's time to go. Anyways, I'm copying this frame also because I want to keep it, and I'm just going to paste it there and then move it along here, also trying to keep it aligned. Hopefully that worked. And then I don't want to keep this, I want to make a fresh thing. This is going to be the daily view, so I press text to put text, and then over here I'm going to say day view, and then I want a drop down menu, so I'm clicking assets, and here's a drop down for me here. It's too small, so I'm going to adjust it on the right this side. Let me go with 64 by 64 because that's my favorite measurement. I just need to now align it here with the text. Okay, it's aligned in the middle, and then I'm going to add a line. I pressed L. I want my line to go across this way, just to sort of segment my screen. And then to change the angle of the line, because I want it to be perfectly vertical, I clicked there and I'm going to say 0. Okay, so for this person I'm going to make it breakfast, so I'm going to add text here and say breakfast. Since I'm ordering my screen elements, visual hierarchy, all that, you know the vibe, I'm going to make this bigger than the other thing. This is not too visually bigger, so I'm going to go to size 60, and then just to have space on my screen I'm going to move it up a little bit where it agrees with me. I want it to be there, and then I'm going to add another line down here just so I can have just a little bit more separation. And then I'm going to add another drop down menu option. Let's see, okay, the angle is 0, and then here's my drop down. I'm going to add one now on the side, and I want this drop down to be a bit bigger, so I'm going to say 72 by 72 there. And then I want it to align with the middle of the words. Is that aligned with the middle of the words? I think that's aligned with the bottom of the word, so I'm just going to move that up a little bit manually with my arrow keys until Figma, there we go. Now it's aligned. For breakfast, I'm going to say that there's nothing booked, but had you clicked the drop down menu it would have shown you something. And then I'm going to say text again. This time I'm going to show his lunch, and I'm going to keep it the same size as breakfast, and I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to add a line confirmation just a little bit lower, somewhere on the same line. This time I want the text to be smaller because it being confirmed is not as important, and that is important for visual hierarchy. I'm not seeing where I put that anymore, so let me just type out confirmed first, select that, and then change the size to 30. Okay, it's not the most important screen element, so I'm going to leave it there. We want our user to see that it's there, but that is also not the most important. It is not behaving with me. Oh, okay, there we go. And then I'm just gonna add the time under the venue. So let's say venue, I'm a member of the Vesta cluster, so of course I'm going to say Wimbledon Hub. And then I'm going to add a date, text once again. I'm trying to visually align it at the moment so that it can be the same line, but I will double check on it. Date, let's say today is the 4th of April, so let's say 4th of April, gotta eat today, you know what I mean? 4th of April 2025. And then what did I order? What is something that I would like to order? Well, you know I love a tramezzini, so I'm gonna add down here chicken tramezzini. I still have yet to find somewhere in Cape Town that sells a very good tramezzini like I was used to, but anyways, you live and you learn and you adjust. I'm gonna put that there. And then did I get a dessert? You know I'm on a diet, so I'm gonna say no. And then down here I'm going to put some line items just in case I want to remove the item, and I'm going to underline it, and that's a hint for my user that this is a functional part of the screen and not a display part of the screen. Just going to try and align that there, and then I'm going to add more text again. I want it to be in the same line and the same size here, and here I'm going to say edit. I'm also going to underline that, and then it's not the same line as remove item, so I'm just going to manually click that here and move that up until there we go. And then I'm going to say you need an option to delete the item. Delete item, and I'm also going to underline that it's not aligned yet at the moment. Very talk to me, Figma. There we go. You now have the option to delete the item, and then I'm going to add another line because now that your breakfast and lunch are sorted, you want there to be a dinner option. I need that to be right there. It's I don't like the position of that line. Let me just drop that down a little bit and then change the angle to be 0. I'm just going to try and align my lines. Change that again to be 0, and then I'm going to say text again, and I'll put something down here for dinner. I want my size to be the same size as the other size, so I'm going to say 60. There we go. And then I'm going to add a drop down option here, just in case you want to book dinner again. And I'd say the dimensions for that one was 72 by 72, so I'm going to keep it uniform and say 72 by 72. There we go. And I believe that is aligned, and that is me done with my final page now, and then I will get to prototyping. So I thought that before I get to prototyping, let me just show you what screens I have. I have a login screen, I have a home screen, I have a meal planner, and then I have a daily view on my meal planner. So here I want so that if you click here, it'll take you to the home screen other than if you click home. So let's get to the prototype. I'm going to toggle that there, and I will say prototype there. My prototype settings are set, and I'm going to now click my individual screen elements. I'm going to click up here and say plus, add an interaction. On click, I want it to navigate to home, and the animation must be instant. That's fine with me. And then here I want that if you click an individual box in there, it will now scroll you to your daily view. So I'm going to select meal planner up here, and then on the left I'm going to look for a rectangle, any rectangle. Let's see, I have not the scroll bar. Where's any? Okay, I'll start with frame 13. It's not exactly the one I wanted to go with, but anyways, I'm going to add an interaction here, and when you click, it's going to navigate to oh, I did not label it, but let's say desktop 2, it'll bring you here. And I'm not going to do it for every screen, but say if you had clicked on any box, it would have brought you here, and the animation would have been instant. And then now I want to change so that if you click where is home, I'm just going to minimize some of these. Not if you click account, not that frame, not the scroll bar. I'm looking for my navigation options. Okay, here on options, if you click home, I'm going to add an interaction. When on click, it'll take you to navigate to. No, look, is navigate to the one that I want. Yeah, no, navigate to. And it must take you, oh, it can't take me to home in this screen. So let's keep that at no destination. I'm going to try and scroll back to meal planner. And on meal planner, if you click if you click there, add interaction, on click, navigate to. This time it'll take you to home. Perfect. And then I'm looking now for the home screen. I want so that if you click meal plans, it should take you to my final page, which is meal plans. There we go. I'm going to say if you click on frame 5, add an interaction, on click, I want it to navigate to meal planner. Okay, and then I'm going to go to prototype. Hope that this works. Let it load. Here we go. Here, when I click meal plans, it takes you to meal plans, and that is all on prototyping and also building an additional screen. If you want to see my screens in prototype view, this is the home page, and then this is the meal planning page on the calendar view, and then this is the day view.